All right. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know. Yeah. So hey, yeah, I'm a little crazy this morning because I just got a cat, and so stuff like that. But welcome to the stream. Oh, I forgot to change it on this overlay. We're not doing City of the Gods today. We are actually doing a one shot. We have a guest, which I gotta fix the cameras too. Hey, yeah, I'm awake today. All right, so we'll be getting to that, but we wanted to start off thanking our various sponsors and supporters. So let me. Yeah, all right, so here we go. So, of course, first and foremost, we want our supporters, our Patreon supporters. You guys help keep and thanks to Grim Jack 9409 for the follow there. You keep the Greyhawk channel going so that it has all these awesome shows and can do one shots and can do 20 or so shows a week. So thank you to all the Patreon supporters and our Twitch subscribers as well. You guys keep the things going. And remember, Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers, you guys can access a special area on the Discord to get discount codes, which we'll go over here in just a little bit. So also, one of our supporters is Roll20, the leading virtual tabletop, which we will be using today. So Greyhawk channel is officially supported by Roll20, and you can try Roll20 for free. Lots of cool features. They've got tons of character sheets for systems out there, and it's easy to make your own as well. And then we are sponsored by Heroic Maps. They've got some amazing battle maps. We won't be using those today, but in City of the Gods, we definitely use some of those battle maps, and the players may be seeing a particular one next week. But they have over 300 maps in varying genres and settings, so you can just visit Drive-Thru RPG and just type in Heroic Maps, because that link is kind of long. But if you just search for Heroic Maps, you'll get to see all their awesome battle maps that they have. And Tabletop Loop, I did it again. I don't know why I want to say loop, but Tabletop Loot has awesome dice and even some accessories on their website. And if you type in Greyhawk, capital G, capital H, in the coupon code box at checkout, you can get 15% off your dice order at tabletoploot.com. And then Rue Inc. is an amazing cartographer. She does some awesome maps as well as illustrations. She also has a cartography class on our website, which I've actually gone through. It's really cool. So you can check her out at rueinc.com. And this is where Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers, you can get that discount code if you join the Discord. Same thing for Cantrip Candles, of which I actually just received a big 16-ounce candle, which is currently causing the area to smell like wonderful bread, which I am a bit of a breadaholic, so I enjoy bread quite a bit. So definitely check them out. They have 100% soy wax, huge selection of scents in both the big and smaller tins that you can light up and help provide the atmosphere, especially if you're doing in-person games. I actually like doing it when I'm working on stuff on Roll20 or trying to do stuff with maps. So definitely check them out. And same thing, you can get the discount code in the special section on the Discord. And speaking of the Discord, there's the link right there. If you go to discord.gg/lowercase vh, capital ZTCY, lowercase r, always those fun links. But if you visit that, you'll get to join our Discord. And if you are a Patreon or Twitch subscriber, you can link in the Discord, and then you'll get access to some of the private channels on that. So definitely join the discussion. I'll leave that up there while I try and fix the cameras and stuff, because I completely forgot to do this. So I'll let the players introduce themselves. We'll start. We'll let Taylor go last so that she can, get a little into it. We'll go ahead and start with Casey.
Hi, I'm Casey H on social media. Today I am not playing Roach the Necro Ninja. Today I will be playing Zokazgo Sketkazov, the Domination arcanist, who is also a hobgoblin.
Very cool. And we'll get to meet a little bit more the characters here in a little bit. Derek.
Hi everyone, I am Derek Sword. You can find me on Twitter at dsword16. Today I will not be playing the Protective Paladin Orion. Today I will be going polar opposite and be playing a Nasty Knoll Ranger Rogue.
And then we've got Leica.
Hi, name's Blyle Leica. Today I won't be playing Luthka, the overzealous orc druid. Or rather, I'll be playing Lagaway, the half-dwarf, half-minotaur bard, with a fondness for flame.
Who has a very awesome lyre.
Yeah, Pyre the Liar.
So, yeah, the names below them are incorrect. I might fix that during the break. But for now, we'll just go with it because, fun. Yeah, so let me at least get Taylor's name up there. But, yeah. This is Taylor. Yay. Okay. So what we're going to do here is see if I can kill them. And we can end the show early so I can spend more time with my cat. But if they survive, we'll see. So we last left off our original heroes in City of the Gods. Well, heroes might be a little much there, but over in City of the Gods, we see a recent battle in sand and dust, and we're kind of suddenly zooming out, and maybe way out on a sand dune, somebody with a spyglass might be noticing them. And then we zoom out, we zoom back to the comeback in, we go through the archway, and we come back to a more present time. And we zoom over the coastline, and we see these ships with yellow sails that are raiding the coastline, going in and pillaging some towns and capturing people and putting them in chains and hauling them back. And we go into a meeting of the lords of the lands and discussion and arguments about how something has to be done. These yellow sail slavers are getting far too brazen. They're starting to attack more often with little regard. The various bribes the lords had been giving them, they're still taking, but are not honoring in any way. So we see a collection of mercenaries starting to gather, and some ships being deliberately damaged and roughened up and putting on colors and stuff of similar to yellow sails or more barbarian or monstrous races and heritages to kind of conceal and hide them. So a bunch of ship workers are outfitting basically these ships to make them look more like the raiders, basically. And we see mercenary groups kind of gathering together, and we kind of zoom in on an odd-looking group of four. We see a knoll, and what does this knoll look like?
So Verban is basically your typical knoll. He doesn't really have any outlying scars or anything, but the one thing that's kind of unique about him is he is armed to the teeth. He has a spear, he has a scimitar, he has weapons you don't even know where they're hidden. The kind of another identifying mark is he wears a necklace that actually has knoll teeth on it, and actually wears the pelts of other gnolls. He, being exiled from his tribe, took it upon himself to hunt his own kind. And as a bounty hunter, that's one of his favorite things to do, is hunt other gnolls. So he has no problem hunting anything else, but that's one of his favorite things to do, and he likes wearing the trophies from it.
Very cool. And there is something that stands out that he is wearing, which I'm just telling your character this now. There is a bracelet that has been put on there that, anybody with magical inclinations could tell that, it might have a slight aura about it. It does not match anything that he wears. It looks, it looks like it might be leather, but yeah, there's this strange looking bracelet currently attached to his wrist. And then we look over and we see a massive minotaur. Wait, it's maybe not as big of a minotaur as we might think. What do we see?
Lagaway is appears to be a minotaur of small stature with a luxurious beard and luxurious locks of hair. They don't wear much, basically just a kilt and a pair of goggles, as well as a bracelet.
Yeah, so a similar looking bracelet. Or is this their own bracelet?
I mean, if it's part of the whole thing, then could be either.
Okay. And then maybe the most normal looking individual of the group, at least right now. We have a young female. What does she look like presently?
Pell is a blank slate of a humanoid. She's got pale skin, pale hair, pale eyes, and the only color on her skin are her bruised knuckles.
Very cool. And then standing probably pretty close to her at the moment, we see a well dressed, right?
More or less.
Yeah, more or less a well dressed figure. Maybe if you start with the clothes, you're expecting to maybe see something different than what do we see, and what exactly do we see?
Well, the thing about his clothes, first off, is that he's not wearing a shirt. He's just wearing a dark blue kind of faded duster. It is embroidered with a very nice cream color, and you can only get that color if you're rich. So, and the collar's popped too. The hobgoblin is he's about 5'11". He's not that imposing, but he is lean, and he's got a strip of very long, straight hair mohawk. It's about 2.5 inches across. Goes down to his lower back, and the tips of his enormous ears are tattooed dark blue as well. He wears an amulet around his neck, and it's on a long chain, kind of like bling. And it's a round thing, and it looks like it's made out of crystal. It's got that rainbow fire thing going on, but it also has a design weirdly etched into it, almost as if by a laser. It looks like a target.
Very cool. So yeah, we see this odd group, especially when we look at a lot of the other mercenary groups that seem to be gathered here. A lot of them look, humans, elves, some dwarfs, a fair mix. But then we've got this one group, and there's an official looking individual who is currently talking to Zhao. And I guess Pell to a degree. And so he's saying, yeah, I don't know how you convince the higher ups to let you guys go on this trip, especially with those two kind of indicating Verban and Lagaway. Yeah, the bracelets that are placed on them, if they do not return and have them removed by our magicians, it will kill them. So that should be incentive for them to not run away. And if they die, they die. So there's that. But if possible, bring at least Verban's body back so we can make sure that disgusting Null is actually dead.
Out of curiosity, did you give them the more powerful wristbands, or did you give them the ones that we have a lot of?
Verban has the more powerful one. The shrimp minotaur over there, he's kind of more of a misdemeanor, so he's got the standard.
Very good.
Minotaur.
So you've got your instructions. Some of the forward scouts think it's in beneath the temple itself. So you'll be assigned this vessel over here and sail your way there, make landfall, and infiltrate and see what you can do about these the slave lord that should be there.
You do mean annihilate him.
Yes, right. I mean he just needs to be dead. So that is our main objective.
Very good. Do you have that map that I requested?
Which map was that?
The map of the fort from the forward scouts.
They have not been inside it, so no, there's no map.
What use are they?
Well, they just point you in a direction. And he hands you a bag. Here's some a few items to help you on the way, but not too much. You guys should be equipped yourselves already. And turns to start to leave.
What's in the bag?
Let's see. We got a couple of health potions. What else we got?
That's basically it. You've got you got 8 health potions in there to use when needed. These are the actual special ones. So they're a little bit more expensive because they're designed to easily hold in one hand and to remove the cork with your teeth. So they do not take a major action. They take just a minor action to activate it, basically, to get the healing.
After he empties out the bag, just for funsies, I'm gonna enact the Phantasm Bane, and in this time of non-duress, he's gonna reach in there, and he's gonna keep reaching in there, and then he's gonna start pulling out a scarf and do the
Do the rest of you have any reactions to this sudden long scarf being pulled out of the bag?
I think Verban at this point isn't paying attention. He's like lightly gnawing on the leather wristband or bracelet that's been put on him.
Oh, are you?
Just like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
leather. Kind of he's little doggy.
Yeah,
yeah.
All right.
Just absent-mindedly.
Well, since it's just light. Hey, look at that! It shocks you for 1 point of damage.
He stopped. Okay, shock collar. He stops.
I think Pell probably has her eyes on the scarf with like light amusement, but reaches over without even looking and smacks Verban upside the head.
So do we see that there might be a history between these two individuals?
Probably, yeah. I think that Verban has probably crossed paths with Pell more than a couple of times. Maybe not in the most friendly way, but maybe there's just a little bit of respect there.
A little begrudging respect. I'm pretty sure Pell has been responsible for delivering him to prison on more than one occasion.
Let me have Verban. Go ahead and roll your perception real quick. I think you have the best. and you rolled a 14. Yeah, so you just got shocked. You're kind of looking around. You see, there's the group of mercenaries, and you see somebody who is a bit more out of place. It looks like a young girl is in the crowd, kind of like trying to look, and seems to be looking maybe in your general direction.
How young are we talking? Are we a teenager, or is this like?
Well, I mean, how well does nullness? I don't know why I just said that. How well can Verban tell ages of other races?
I mean, he can definitely judge by height if it's a human. Dwarves are a little bit tougher because they don't get much taller over age. It's just the length of the beard. But yeah, I think with humans, he can probably make a rough guess as to whether they're a teenager or a toddler.
Yeah, they're before teenage years. Maybe somewhere between 8 and 12 or something.
Okay. She's staring specifically at me.
Maybe she's just staring at your group, but she definitely seems to be very intently looking in your general direction.
I'm gonna nudge Joe and the little girl.
Do I see her?
Yeah, as soon as it's pointed out and you recognize her.
I point directly in front of me, like, you get over here.
The girl runs up and kind of stands in front of Zoe and has her hands behind her back and is kind of rocking back on her heels a little bit.
How did our guards fail?
I'm very sneaky.
That's it? You just stayed silent?
Well, and I snuck.
Where did you hide?
Well, I climbed out the window.
Where did you hide, though? There was a time between setting off.
Well, I hid under the bed, and then I hid behind a door, and then I hid in the bushes once I was outside, and then I waited and ran across the street as a carriage was passing.
Mm-hmm. And how many guards were on duty when you boarded the ship?
7.
8.
You gotta just throw them overboard. They didn't do their jobs.
Well done, but you're grounded. You will not be leaving the ship during this mission. This is a very dangerous mission. I, of course, will be returning, but the rest of these people may not, if that gives you any indication about how dangerous it is.
She's kind of looking at the rest of you.
So, before I point out the irony of being grounded while at sea, who is this?
This is my daughter, Regina.
Can't you see the family resemblance?
She's human. Regina, this is Verban.
Hello.
Pell.
She walks up to shake your hand, Verban.
I'll shake her hand.
Roll perception. Ooh, that's pretty good. I think you're not expecting it, so I'll give her a little bit of advantage. Let's see how the GM rolls are today. Oh, all right. I think Zhao, you maybe noticed this, but as she's shaking his hand, her fingers brush, and she takes maybe a tooth off or something that you have like maybe around your waist that she could just snatch.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure there's maybe a dagger or maybe even just
Yeah, she pulls a dagger out of the sheath without you noticing and kind of like slips it under her clothing.
Regina.
What?
You need to ask first.
She kind of looks down and kicks the deck a little bit and pulls out this knife that you suddenly recognize.
Oh no, you can keep that. She's sneaky and she likes sharp things. I like her.
Thank you.
She slips it back quickly. And yeah, she'll go around and I think she's maybe met Pell before.
Possibly. Yeah.
And so she does a little curtsy to you and goes up to lag away and holds her hand out to the mini tar.
What do you want, kid?
I just wanted to introduce myself.
So what's your name then?
Princess Regina.
Isn't that nice?
And just to be clear, the boat hasn't left yet, so you could easily have her disembark too if you wanted.
Well, that was, I guess she didn't actually intend on coming with us then, because if she had, she wouldn't have come out so soon. Regina.
She kind of skips it back up to you.
You do need to return.
She says, but how long are you going to be gone this time?
No more than a couple of days.
She nods slowly. Roll perception. Ooh. Okay. See how she rolls. Hey. So she kind of nods. She reaches up to give you a hug and all that. And then she says, see you in a couple days, and goes to skip off, twirling the knife a little bit, and goes down the gangplank. And then as you turn, your pants fall down to your ankles.
Summon a mage hand to pull them back up for me.
So yeah, you guys are on the boat. Is there anything you want to do before the ship sets sail and leaves the port? You've got a gangly crew of rough-looking humans, intentionally left with, somewhat ruined-looking clothes, and looks like they haven't bathed for a few days. Kind of the dregs of society type. But they clearly know what they're doing as they're moving about the vessel and getting it going. And yeah, you guys set off into the water.
What's the expectation that I also ensure that the crew is brought back just fine?
The crew shouldn't be a problem because they're just going to be staying on the boat, right? They're dropping you off, and then you do your thing, and then they're going to go sail and then come back in a day. So
cool.
And there's a system where you've got flags so that you can leave a marker so that they know to go ahead and pull in or not. And if they never see the marker after a couple days, they're just going to leave and assume you're dead.
Great.
So you've got a system to signal them, basically. Yeah, they're
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they're not going to stick around Highport, even if. And so a little bit of background. Highport used to be a city, and then the orcs and goblins and various creatures kind of overtook that area, and it is no longer a civilized port according to the civilized people. So there are humans there, and they are usually rough and seedy in order to survive in that area. So most of the mercenaries look like that type as well, so that they can infiltrate and attempt to find out and kill the slave lords or whatever they can do here. So just a question of who does it first. But yeah, go ahead, Verdan.
I was going to say that I think that he's probably going to go up to the crow's nest instead of staying on deck with everybody else. Just he's got a little bit better eyesight, and especially since he has heightened senses, he's kind of used to being around smelly people, but it feels more condensed on the ship.
Yeah,
so
you want that salty sea air to fill your nostrils instead of their unbathed bodies.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a salty dog for a little bit.
So yeah, you climb up there and you're helping kind of look out for anything as you guys are sailing across the waters heading towards Highport. You kind of do a non-direct route, so it doesn't look like you're coming from that direction, and you're more coming along the southern coastline there. And so yeah, you guys are on the boat for a little while as you're sailing. Just, for funsies, would somebody like to... Actually, we should let Taylor do this. All right, so Taylor, in the chat window, I think I had you do this on the test run you did. This is her first time using Roll20, so we'll see if we can, keep her on her toes. But if in the chat window you'll type /r space D6 and 2 exclamation marks and then enter. There you go. So yeah, you guys are sailing. There's a little bit of weather, some wind pickup, but for the most part, you have steady sailing. No other ships you run into. There's a couple of the other ships. You guys are all kind of leaving at different times and going slightly different routes, so it doesn't look like there's this fleet coming in, of course. And after a day, you guys are. It's the morning, and you'll about midday you should be hitting Highport, is what you're told. So is there any discussions you guys want to be having either now or the day before with each other as you're prepping or making plans or coordinating?
I think I would try to get the gang together to try to get a feel for everyone's specialized skills that I'm not already familiar with. I know what Pell can do. I do not know what the Knoll can do. Do I know what Lagaway can do?
I'm going to guess that's a no.
Yeah, probably not. I think what you've heard about the Knoll is that part of the reason he's here is he quickly descends upon the flesh of those he has fallen or that are fallen near him.
Yeah.
And since he did this in the public in the middle of the city, it was particularly heinous and appalling and shocking and disgusting. And so that's the reason of his most recent incarceration of many.
All right. I will inform him. Obviously, he will be taking point on most of our excursions. He, I believe, will be the one capable of moving with the most stealth, unless Pell, you would prefer. During
the Knoll has the sharpest senses, and if he doesn't want to get caught, he won't get caught.
Very good. I may be the least stealthy among us, but
Well, what happens if we get into port and they're waiting for us? What do we just say? Oh, hi, we're here to join your team.
It depends on how many are there available. If there is only, well, first off, clarification: can you multi-target a charm effect?
Yeah, you can. You can multi-target just about anything.
If there are up to 4 individuals, I believe that I can potentially take care of them without needing to get violent or messy.
Alternative, we come bearing gifts. Pell here looks just like somebody that they would love to enslave. We can do the, here we brought you someone, and worst case scenario, I do have a bit of a reputation I can throw around with these folk. Just a suggestion.
Very well. We can use that if, Pell, you agree with it.
I can hold my own if I'm used as bait.
Very
I'll be
good.
all right.
I will be plan B. What I was going to say, Verban, if you require stealth from all of us, but we need to communicate, please let me know. I can open a line of communications directly to your mind.
That's fun and terrifying.
Yeah, don't mess with me.
Likewise.
Now, during this trip, has I keep looking up there. Has Lagaway done any playing of the pyre?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, maybe to kind of commiserate with some of the other crew members.
So yeah, you guys would definitely notice that this magnificent looking guitar lyre or lyre guitar.
Lyre guitar.
Yeah. So it's a magnificent piece. So I think maybe Zhao would be best to roll this, but to see what maybe possible additional information the scouts might have provided for you, besides just the location of the temple. So you can roll typically presence for luck, but if you have something else you think is suitable, or if you'd like to roll a d6, just to see if there's some more information.
Looking to see what I have in my bag of tools. I think for this, yeah, it's all aggressive. So yeah, presence is going to have to be the one. Which very small.
Yeah, that's wait. Oh, you have a 0 in presence?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
I'm all extraordinary abilities.
Right. Excuse me. Though you do have prescience, so once you're there, you might be able to...
Yeah, if we already had like something I was familiar with already in there, that'd be great. But we don't.
Right. So, yeah, maybe that'll help you out. Maybe it won't. We'll see. But yeah, all you've been given is rough directions to the location of the temple. So, yeah, as it happens, you pull into the port. There's fishing ships. There's other ships that look like they're outfitted for piracy and raiding and stuff like that. They don't seem to pay your ship any mind as you pull into a spot and are ready to disembark.
I guess we should start shackling Pell up. We're going to be convincing.
Yeah, I think Verban's going to tie, use actually rope and tie her hands behind her back, but in a way that it's a loose knot. If she wanted to get out, she actually could.
She could probably get out some other ways too, though.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, so you've got a loose knot. Go ahead and roll your agility to see how well of a loose knot you make. If you're strong, Knoll fingers can even make a loose knot.
I'm actually going to add advantage to this because I think this would be something he would be familiar with, because he has the professional, I think.
Bounty hunter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. You'd be tying up a lot of people for bounty hunting. Were you going to say something there, Taylor? Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like it's the securest knot out there, but you know that if you tug in a certain way, it'll just all fall off really easily. So it's
I had skill specialization too, so yeah, I guess either or.
Yeah. So it is an expertly crafted Craft tonight. Yeah, you got an 18 on the D20, so that certainly helps. Yeah, so you've got that. There is some imposing looking figures. There's like a handful of orcs and like a really big ogre at the end of the dock that looks like they're collecting fees from ships that have come in. And so yeah, you make your way down the gangplank, and you'll have to head in their general direction to get past the docks and then onward to the ruined temple.
Yeah, I kind of want to almost like roughly lead Pell up to them and go, "Hey, big fellas. Hello.
Yeah, what you want?
Well, I have a person tied up. Let's
Good for
do
you.
some critical thinking.
You want an apple pie or something?
That would be lovely later. First of all, I would like to drop this prisoner wherever they need to be.
Look, I just take money from ships because they're docking.
We're not docking, so
The ship is docked. I need money.
I'm gonna spit at his feet just to nail it home.
Okay. I'll just roll a straight D20 on a 10 or higher. He does not lash out to strike you. On less than a 10, he's gonna lash out to strike you for spitting. Okay, so he does not lash out. Maybe because of the knoll holding it right now. Hey, get your prisoner in line there.
that's what I'm trying to do, actually. Can you show me where the holding cells might be? My hobgoblin friend will deal with the money aspect, I'm sure.
Looks and sees the hobgoblin and there's a couple different places you can sell a pitiful, weak, pathetic human. You can go down. He gives you like directions down. I almost want to say a boulevard, but it wouldn't be a boulevard. But directions down a street where there's like a market or something, and a couple other places. Let's see if he mentions the ruined temple or not. Yeah, and there's there's a ruined temple kind of back this way, up on top of that hill, and there's some people that'll probably be happy to take one of those off your hands.
All right, well, thanks for your help. Hobgoblin, pay the man.
I got my hands in my pockets and I just kind of like stroll right up to him, and then with a wink, I would like to attempt to charm him.
Okay, go ahead and roll that beautiful dice footage. Okay, I think that's enough to beat the resolve of this guy. So yeah,
He's gonna be like, I have the option at this level to major charm creatures.
Okay.
So I will. It is my preference to have done that. And just because it's a big, scary guy that has been giving us trouble, I would like to. I would choose to do it romantically.
Okay, all right. He's like, "Whoa, hey there, big and beautiful."
Hello yourself. We're not actually going to be staying. The ship merely dropped us off. It will now be leaving. If you could look the other way this one time for me and my companions, I would be very appreciative.
So roll persuasion with advantage, and the CR is a little bit lower since you're charmed. I don't think this would be an auto success even charmed. It's a high likelihood, depending on your presence roll.
Presence or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Okay.
No,
I use magic for everything.
double 11. Yeah, so it's like, I'd get in a lot of trouble for that, but I could probably do a reduced fare.
That I appreciate you making the attempt. How much would the reduced fare set us back?
Just a gold or a silver, and later we can meet up at the tavern.
A silver in the tavern it is.
And he gives you the name of a tavern to meet at later that evening.
And I'll just, hands in the pocket, just keep on walking.
All right. So yeah, you guys go past. So you've got now the directions from the scouts and a rough direction from this guy too, which both seem to be the same place for the ruined temple. So you can definitely head there. Is that what you'd like to do first?
Anybody want to check out the market for any reason?
Speed would be preferable on this particular mission.
All right. Yeah, heading to the temple.
All right. So the name of that, I doubt it'll come up, but you never know. The half full goblet is the name of the inn.
Yeah, I'm not. That was a total lie.
Yeah, I figured, but I mean, you never know. Maybe that'll come up later.
Maybe.
At least we know where to avoid.
So yeah, you guys approach and you see this temple, or what used to be a temple. There's a lot of it that's in ruin, but it's still mostly up. Actually, I guess I could more nicely give you a description of it. Yeah. So you can see it. There's, maybe a few guards around it. But you could approach directly. You could wait. What do you want to do here? You can see where it is.
I'm going to give the hands up signal to stop. I'm going to motion at Pell's bindings and then telepathically to Verban say, I think now would be an appropriate time to untie her.
I do so.
And then I will connect everybody together mentally and tell them we would be at a much greater advantage if we knew the lay of the land ahead of us. I am capable of using my ability to more or less follow an entity. I would just need an entity to follow. Do I have any volunteers?
Well, before you do that, I actually want to use his scent and see how many people I can kind of detect in the area.
It's a pretty big area too, but you could circle around it, right? You could circle the temple if you wanted to while you're doing your scenting, while you're doing your smelling.
Yeah, I think he'll try to do. He'll stealthily. Is there like foliage and stuff kind of around the temple?
Yeah, there's other buildings and stuff, but like from what you can see, the area covers like 120 feet by like 140 feet. So that's why you definitely have to circle it to try and like smell out all around it, because you've got about a 60-foot range of good smelling, right, with scent.
I think he's actually he's gonna throw on his invisibility cloak.
Okay.
While he's at it, and yeah, definitely just do a quick circle around.
All right, so you guys watch him flip out this. Or were you already wearing the cloak, or do you like pull it out of a bag?
He normally wears this kind of like tattered leather cloak, but yeah, he has a satchel that he pulls this nice ornate kind of cloak out of, and He goes, I got this from a little boy with glasses, and he throws it on, and
Yeah, in a second, his visage like slowly shimmers into nothingness. So it's hard. If you didn't know where he had been standing, you can kind of look and maybe see a little shimmering outline, just because you know where to look right now. But as soon as he moves, it's hard to spot him. Yeah, so you kind of want to circle around. You want to kind of observe and see what you can see. So I know with scent you can go ahead and tell, but also just to see if you notice anything special, go ahead and roll your perception.
I'm actually wondering if this is something I could combine with maybe detection. If he could pick up on maybe the sense of not necessarily life or magic or anything like that, but maybe just dead things, anything that kind of has the scent of death around it.
Well, you might, but the problem with that is you are currently sustaining, because the cloak doesn't sustain it for you. It gives you the ability to do it and to do it quickly, but
Gotcha.
You still have to sustain that boon. So to sustain it and detection, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay, so just perception then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can have an additional advantage because you're invisible, so you're able to take your time without too much worry.
Okay. Do you want me to re-roll then, or what do you want? Good enough?
Go ahead. Yeah, roll another d6 just in case you get higher than a 3. Nope. Okay. But 21 is really good. So, yeah, you guys are kind of outside the walls of this ruined temple compound. From what you can see, maybe inside different parts from the collapsed walls or the where a portcullis used to be, it looks like the interior appears kind of gutted and burnt. But it looks like it's still solid enough to be habitable. The walls themselves are large blocks of stone closely fitted together. So it seems like, at least at one time, it was a very strong structure that could even be used as a fort. There isn't very much traffic, and a few of the passerbyers there that are around don't seem to pay any attention to the rest of the party. They don't really care that much. But you notice several things. At infrequent intervals, guards can be seen patrolling some of the walls. They seem to be humanoids or even humans in small groups, but they look very bored with that 21. You can tell they're kind of bored and just doing it because they've been told they have to, right? And like, how much time do you think you spend? Do you spend just like as long as it takes you to circle, or do you like take your time and kind of observe an area for a little bit and then move on? And so you take more like maybe 30 minutes to even an hour.
I think if he notices like an actual group, he will stop to see just kind of what their movements are. So it probably is closer to 30 minutes that he spends kind of circling this thing.
So I think what happens is while you're maybe around at the back of the temple, the rest of you notice there's a group of individuals that are on foot, and they arrive at the main door there, and they kind of yell up at the guard saying that they have business, and the guard admits these people. There's maybe a few people either bound up similar to how you had Pell, and so they appear to let the people in after they just say they have business.
Can if I prod into something's mind, would they be able to feel it?
I think initially no, but if you try and prod deeper, it can.
We are talking surface thoughts.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would like
you can
to
do that.
then attempt to detect the thoughts of the guard that allowed them in.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to retcon one thing. You don't see anybody tied up. You don't see any slaves. 13. I think this guard, yeah. You kind of get some of the surface thoughts as he's, letting them in. He's just thinking, oh yay, something to do. More people to let in to negotiate or make plans here. I wonder if they're bringing money or goods, that type of thing.
So I get the sense that if people want money for slaves, then they go here. That's what this is.
Yeah, perhaps. It's kind of hard since it's just the guard, but
Yeah.
it's just idle thoughts. Now, with your 21, when you're looking at the back, you actually notice something very interesting. Let me grab your token. Oh, that's not your token. Verban. Does everybody see? I mean, right now you see mostly black, right? But you can see the outline of the building. All right, so Verban, you're back here. I mean, you're not that close, but you're kind of going around, and you smell some people, and you notice that a section of the wall opens up, and somebody kind of slips out and then presses it closed. So there seems to be a secret entrance that you have observed happening right there. And the guy kind of looks around and then goes off in a direction.
Okay.
So that's probably the most significant thing you notice. Otherwise, scent-wise, you notice the patrolling groups. There's probably a dozen guards variously patrolling the perimeter on the walls.
Okay. All right. Am I back to the group now, or?
Yeah, you can get back there.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to relay the information, especially the secret entrance. That is if we don't want to go in the front, there's a back way, secret back way. I don't know what's on the other side, but maybe it'd be easier.
Yes, I think that's agreeable.
Yeah.
Any obstacles back there?
Nothing difficult. I mean, if some of the guards happen to be on the wall and they see you just walk up, they might be suspicious, but
All right.
so how are you guys going to approach it? I mean, Verban can approach it very easily unnoticed, but the rest of you could get spotted.
Oh, I see. Let's see.
How many guards are there that would be able to see us?
I mean, with you having the scent, you would know pretty well when there's a gap or when people wouldn't be as close to that part of the wall to potentially spot you. So you should be able to time it fairly easily. But although, I mean, you'll still need to do agility rolls to sneak up, essentially, unless you have some other thing that somebody can do.
How far away is this? That's doable.
And you're not quite that close. You're further back, right? You're among some ruins of some other buildings. There's other buildings that used to be around this temple that are pretty much mostly completely demolished. So you're kind of behind some of the stuff, and you've been able to get there fine. But past this point, you're going to need to do something to get up unnoticed to that secret door that's spotted.
All right.
I think Verban's going to hang back and be the last one. He's going to have his crossbow ready with, which one do I want to use? I think he's going to try, he's going to have loaded one of his bolts of one of his goodnight bolts, which are incapacitate bolts.
Okay. It's a good plan. So you're just basically holding that if anybody seems to spot the group, you're going to immediately shoot them and try and knock them out.
Right. He'll kind of he'll wait for the gap and go. And yeah, if they get spotted on the way, he'll fire a crossbow bolt at one of the guards that actually spot them.
All right. Cool. Did anybody else want to try and do anything before you guys attempt to sneak up to the wall? You've got probably about 60 to 80 feet you got to cover.
Oh, I'm just gonna wait for Verban's cue and then haul ass.
Okay, yeah, and it should be fairly easy, but it's always fun to see how you guys might roll.
I can't share it, but I can turn myself invisible as well.
Okay.
Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, so that would definitely greatly increase your chances, especially since you have like no agility to roll. So, okay, yeah, so you kind of cause yourself to go invisible as well. All right, so then I need for Pell and for Lagaway to go ahead and roll your agility. And I think since you guys are both invisible, I'm not going to have you roll anything. Because you should be able to just slip in that case. It's more about those two being seen. And those are good rolls, especially with the timing from Verban. So you guys are able to approach the door. And you saw him push on it. So what do you do when you get to the door? Or the section of the wall where the secret entrance is?
I'm going to look for any handholds and try to see if there's a grip that I can pull from.
Yeah, you're able to get to the spot without any trouble. You can kind of even see maybe in the dirt a little part where it has moved the dirt in the past, but there's no obvious handholds here. But you're going to go ahead and try and like push or pull on it a little bit. Well, in this case, you can only push.
Yeah, if there's nothing he can pull on, then yeah, he's going to just try pushing on it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll your might. How's that might doing? How strong?
It's not as good as Orion's. $13.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, since you happen to know the right place to push, you start to push on one side and it doesn't do anything. You shift over and then it starts to kind of push in. And so it kind of opens up and you see this hallway that kind of opens up to another door by the looks of it. Or another wall. But this one has a handle on it. So you can kind of slip into this narrow hallway and you can see a handle that you can pull that door in, which makes like both doors seem to open into this secret hallway.
I want to try using his precognition. The way that I kind of explained it with him is it's just, kind of bounty hunter instincts mixed with his heightened senses. Just if there's any immediate dangers just to going through this.
All right, so seeing if your bounty hunter senses tingle when you...
Yeah, my Verban...
Your Peter tingle?
My Peter tingle.
Peter Tingle!
Saw it yesterday. It was really good.
Oh, so good.
Oh, yeah. You kind of hold your hand on it. You think it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's gonna go first then. Try to maintain his invisibility, but he's definitely gonna have. He's gonna stow the crossbow. And he's going to have his spear ready, his short spear.
Okay, so you... Interesting. All right, so yeah, you start to open it. The rest of you are kind of crowding behind him, getting ready to go in. And I think that's a good time to actually go on break right here. we'll see what you open the door and find yourself looking at when we get back. So don't forget, visit the Discord. A great time to come visit it. Got the link right there on the screen. So come by and chat, and we'll see you guys in about 12 minutes or so. All right. We are back. So, we just had Verban open up a second door. So that 2 doors are now open as the group, you guys are kind of huddling in, getting ready to push. You see a hallway. You should be able to see that now. That seems to go off. It's kind of a T by the looks of it. You can just make out a door to the left, and then there's a bend in the hallway on the right. At the moment, everything seems fine. You don't seem to see anybody in this hallway.
I would like to, well, yeah, we'll do this. I'm going to do where is it? Detection. And attempt to detect magic. And just kind of keep that up as a passive thing. And
Okay.
otherwise be way behind everybody.
So you're specifically just wanting to detect magical things.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that if we don't see it, then there's probably like a glyph somewhere that's going to explode on us.
Yeah. So what order? I mean, Verban's kind of at the front, right? Because he just opened the passageway and all that. So go ahead and roll perception, Verban, as you're kind of peeking and looking around. Who's directly behind Verban? Pell? Who's behind Pell? Laika's gonna, or Lagaway. So Zhao, you're kind of bringing up the rear there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're thinking about stepping in, and then you look up, and you see this board attached to the ceiling that's been flexed back. And there's a whole bunch of like jagged glass and nails, and it looks like the board is ready to spring down on anybody who walks through this doorway.
Is there a way to disarm this trap? Or is it just kind of, throw something at it and move out of the way?
I mean, you could do it that way, but you could also attempt to disarm it. You can always attempt to use your nimble fingers.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to disarm it then. That's agility, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And yeah, your skill specialization and dealing with locks and traps certainly applies.
Yeah.
If I see him reaching up to do something,
Mm-hmm.
can I like step out of the line just a little bit?
It's kind of hard right now because it's narrower than normal passageway right here.
Okay.
And so you can't really see past him, especially at the back of the line. But yeah, you quickly see there's a mechanism for your foot to trip, like a wire that's connected that'll send all this tension so that it swings down and would hit somebody in the face. So you're able to subvert that by like tying it off and then snipping it away. And as long as nobody plays with the string on the rest of the side, it should be fine, but you shouldn't trigger it by walking anymore. And yeah, you can enter that hallway, and you can go left or right. What would you like to do?
How well lit is this hallway? Are there torches on the sides? Or...
So it's your. Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
You grab that. Okay, so yeah, you can see because of that and the light that's kind of streaming in from behind, but otherwise it's dark.
Okay. And you said there's a door to the left and a bin on the right?
Yeah, there's a door to the left, and then it looks like the hallway turns at the end of. Yeah.
Okay. I think he's going to go to the door on the left and just kind of put his ear up to it and see if he can hear anything on the other side.
Of the door?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you can go ahead and shift over to that. Yeah, you're listening. I won't make you roll for this one. There doesn't appear to be maybe wind sound, but you don't think and you don't smell anything. So you're pretty sure there's nobody behind this section.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to open it just slightly and just kind of peek his eye through, see what he sees on the other side.
Yeah, you kind of crack it open and you see, again, this is dark, so it's definitely your vision flaring up. And you don't. So how does your Knoll's dark vision? Do you see like heat signatures when it's night, or do you just have hyper light sensitivity?
Yeah, I think it's similar probably to hyenas, where they have that eye shine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same as house cats. They can just kind of they pick up extra light from wherever they can and kind of use that. But he definitely uses since he has scent. He's using his nose and his ears as well. He's kind of trying to use everything to pick up what he can.
Yeah, you're kind of smelling around, and let me check one thing. Yeah, you do notice at your feet recent footprints, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of traffic other than that, and seems perfectly empty. You can't quite see to the end, so you're not sure if it's a dead end or if there's a bend or if it just keeps going. But without too much light, you'll either have to walk closer or get a light source.
Okay.
Where's my mouse? There it is. So what are the rest of you doing? Verban has kind of gone over here. Are you staying in the secret area, or are you pushing forward, Pell?
I'm going to hang back. I don't think I have dark vision, so I'm kind of like at a loss here. I'm thinking I might, if I change into a different race, am I able to have dark vision?
You'd be able to. So if you turned into your the half orc form you tend to turn into would probably be able to have dark vision.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so what does it look like when you shift?
It's kind of like really bad CGI, only it's real. I just kind of like, and my skin just kind of turns green, and I just kind of bigger.
Yeah, so Lagaway, right in front of you, you suddenly see this female human suddenly turn slightly bigger, bulk up in muscles, well-toned fighter-like body, and green skin, as this is now a half-orc female that is standing in front of you.
And I'll just turn around and I'll just give a hey, what's up? And now I can see. So I'll forge ahead behind Verban.
All right. Let me give you control of this. All right, so you should be able to move this token around. I'm just going to move this one here for right now. And so you move up behind Verban. So Lagaway, what would you like to do?
I didn't take the dark vision thing, but apparently both dwarves and minotaurs do have it.
Yeah, I didn't mention it to you guys till like this morning. So if that's something you wanted to have, it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Lagaway also pushes forward.
Okay.
Pushing the pyre.
Yeah, and like you can see, there's a hallway to your right, and then they're bunched up there. And yeah, Zhao, you slip in and see all the same things. So do you want to go down that hallway, Verban, as you feel bodies pushing up behind you, or what do you
is Zhao still maintaining the telepathic link?
He asked you to give him a sign if you needed it. So all you have to do is raise your hand.
I think Verban is just going to kind of whisper down the line because It's another option too. What's around the bend? How do you mind taking a peek?
Me?
Yes, you, please.
But, oh, okay. It is likely that I will be spotted if there is anyone.
Just a little peek. Just one eyeball, right around the corner. It's dark.
So what I'll actually do in order to get past everybody is I'm going to Misty Step.
Okay.
No, sorry, I should have been clear. I was talking about the other corner, the one that you're actually closest to.
Oh,
Yeah, the one on the right. If you could take a peek around.
okay. I will not Misty Step. I will just lean over.
Yeah, you slip over there and you see a short hallway, and it looks like there is a door.
Doorway and door. No big deal.
I think if we're going anywhere, we should probably go further in. As best as I can tell, this is on the outer edge of the fort. Perhaps we should move further into the fort if we're to find what we want to find.
By all means. Please do step in front of me.
Now, did you create a telepathic link with everybody or just him?
That time, just him, because
Okay.
he's the only one that seemed wanting.
Sure. All right, so you guys are going to try and shift over to this door?
Yeah, I think just to kind of make it easier, he's going to use his climbing and dig his null claws kind of into the wall and do a kind of like a spider climb sort of thing to get front.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You guys got time, so you get up to this doorway.
All right, he's going to do the same thing. You're up to the door and see if you can hear anything.
Yeah, no, don't hear anything.
Okay, go ahead and open it. We'll see what he sees inside.
Your death is what you see inside. Yeah, you actually see what looks like a somewhat bricked up room. So it's burnt and partially destroyed inside, much like well, you wouldn't know that yet, but kind of what you saw from the outside. The floor is crowded with debris, and movement is kind of difficult through this room. It's sagging and collapsed as it is. The ceiling still appears to be sound. The east wall is a little different from the others. It shows signs of recent construction and upkeep, as if it's been patched in several places. On the whole, this wall appears to be stoutly built. So the inside is basically ruin, and the far wall appears to be patched up recently.
Okay. Is this something that he can... Is he sensing that this is a recent fire? Like, is there still smoke in the air?
No, this is probably long ago.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna quietly and carefully, making sure he watches where he steps. He's gonna move towards the east wall.
Okay, yeah, you shift over to that wall. And yeah, kind of as your feet shift through, it doesn't seem like there's anything in this room but debris, right?
Okay.
And you can study the wall, and it seems like, given destruction and ruin that's happened, it definitely seems like this has been built very stoutly recently, right? The recent patches and stuff to it.
Is there a door on the east wall, or is it just the wall itself?
Nope, the only door is the one you came through.
Okay, so otherwise it's a sealed room.
So I'm in the rear closest to the other hallway.
Yes.
Can I go down that hallway
Absolutely.
as stealthily as possible? I'd like to signal to everyone else that I intend to do that, though.
Well, the only one you can see is Lagaway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can signal. So you kind of go down and you see that there's a bend here as well. And there is a door.
All right. I want to go back and
Okay.
I don't wanna, like I'm not in the business of splitting the party. So
Yeah, I think Verban's going to turn to Joe. Do you detect anything in here, or is this just dead end?
He'll lean his head in and he will wiggle his fingers a little bit, and he'll utter something under his breath. And I will use True Sight.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. So, let me just. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You look through this wall, and you get an immediate sense of probably why it was recently secured and fortified, as there's some sort of basilisk's den on the other side of this wall.
How do I know it's a basilisk's den? Do I see them?
Yes.
Do I see shapes?
There are two basilisks that are currently in this room.
You be like counting 4, 8.
So, with your true sight, as your vision kind of goes in and out, and you're able to see through this wall, from what you can gather, there are no visible doors in this area. In fact, it looks like openings that might once have been windows or collapsed in the wall have been repaired and maintained. I don't think you can see that from your present position. But the inside area is just a ruin of a collapsed building is what it looks like. Maybe an inn building that was inside this temple. Several of the inner walls stand broken and irregular at the tops, but there are no floors nor ceilings anywhere inside the walls of this area. Along the wall, near the outer edge of the compound, are a large number of chipped, cracked, and broken statues, and these are in many different poses. People crouching, kneeling, praying, defiant, or twisted into broken positions. They are all of exquisite workmanship and may have once been part of the furnishings of the previous temple, or, since you can see the basilisks, might be something else.
Verban.
Yes.
Do you happen to know what a basilisk is?
6 legs, stone gaze,
That's
nasty. Yeah.
There are at least 2 behind that wall. I believe it is a nest, and I also believe that the current residencies of the temple have not yet deigned to claim this area.
Oh, well, in that case, we should promptly fuck off.
Sound logic.
Indeed.
do I hear any of this? Do I understand that? Are we?
Yeah, you probably walked back by that time, and you can kind of hear this conversation lightly coming through the hallway.
So I'm gonna stage whisper. I found a door.
Good, we found basilisks. Yours is better.
I will drop True Sight and then bring back up the hive mind.
Okay. So you activate a telepathic link. So all of your minds, you feel this like light encroaching, and you can now communicate to each other through thought. So this door looks like you're probably going to have to break it down, because as you are observing it, let me scroll back away from the basilisk area. The wind door to this room is charred, with several boards missing and other planks obviously weakened. The handles, hinges, and other metal fittings are half melted, soundly jamming the door shut. The room beyond, as you can kind of see through the holes a little bit, is severely burnt. Its furnishings are buried and ruined beyond recognition. It looks like the ceiling collapsed at some point, and there's another chamber, perhaps on a second floor, but 5 feet of the ceiling still seems to remain. but you've got this door that's in your way that you're either going to have to break the wood down on or unjam it or something. It seems pretty
There's no
fun.
one in the room beyond that we can tell, is there?
Yeah, you're not seeing anybody in the room presently.
Cool. I'm gonna strong arm the door down.
Okay. All right. So, I need to give you that, but I'll say since you're the half orc and that's what you specialize in, you punch once and then twice and you bust the door down. And I need to actually give you that other sheet. Yeah, so you, Verban, as you're walking up, you see this half orc, which you had seen when you came back, and I guess you figured out, well, you know, because you're familiar with Pell on some degree. So
I think I'm wearing the same clothes too. So
right. So you pound down the door, and yeah, well, it's pretty much like what I say. There does appear to be another door that you notice as you kind of break through. Do you go ahead and step in and all that?
yeah, I'll step in.
Cool. Yeah, so there's actually room for you guys to spread out now, which is nice. It seems like maybe at one time this might have been some sort of guard room or something as you kind of shift inside. And yeah, let me have everybody go ahead and roll perception for no particular reason at all. No reason.
Am I rolling it on my Pell sheet?
Yes. Go ahead and do that for me. I was bad and I didn't set this up for you beforehand. Okay, so we'll get that sort of moving. You should see another sheet you can access now called Shapeshifts. And I'll fill in some stuff for you here in just a second. But let's see who notices the 5 ghouls that jump down upon you guys. Looks like everybody but Zhao notices this. So yeah, there's that like 5-foot little remaining part of the ceiling, and as you guys start to enter this, you maybe hear this sound. So everybody but, or I mean, only Zhao is surprised by this, and yeah, these lovely little ghouls pop down and are ready to attack. So go ahead and select your token, and except for you, Taylor, and hit the initiative button at the top there, and we'll see how this pans out here in this nice enclosed space that you find yourselves in. All right, and let me add turn. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we'll name this half orc MMA type. So if you look on the shapeshift sheet, Taylor, do you see where that is? There's an initiative button, and you can click, make sure you select the token and then hit initiative, and it should roll that for you. Wow. Nice. All right. So, Lagaway, we need some music going. But yeah, Lagaway, you see, or you hear, I guess, as you're approaching the corner, these sounds of ghouls kind of popping down. So there's 3 that have popped down. There's like 2 more on a ledge above that are peering down. So what would you like to do?
I would like to start playing my music.
All right, so you start to compose on your pyre lyre. And yeah, you roll, and all of you feel bolstered and energized as this music plays through you. So pick one attribute, and you have advantage 2 for that attribute as you are bolstered. So yeah, basically for your attacks, well, I'll add this for you real quick. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
No, not really.
All right. So after you is our lovely half-orc fighter. You've got some things around you that are not pleasant looking, and that look like they want to eat you.
As one does, you know.
So you can enter a rage as your half-orc fighter.
Yeah, I
If you
think
want
I'm
to.
gonna do that.
And yeah, so I have that punch action set up for you. You can go to punch and kick an opponent.
I'm definitely gonna punch. I'm not seeing it though. There it is. Just kidding.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so there's 2 next to you right now, basically. One to your south and one to your east.
I'm gonna get the one to the south. That's closest to everyone else. And I'm just gonna go for it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got a 24 on the D20. Nice.
I shocked myself.
So yeah, that's a pretty good first roll for combat right there, I gotta say. Setting up your bar there. All right. So yeah, you. Which one did you say you were attacking?
The one to the south that's closest to everyone else.
Okay. So yeah, you. You punch like right into the chest of this thing, and your fist just goes straight through the body. I'm gonna roll something to see if he actually falls or not. And he does. You punch, and the body just goes limp, and you kind of wetly pull your hand out, and the body just kind of collapses to the ground as you just easily get rid of this one. You can move technically if you want to, but there's not really any place to move right now. So I'm guessing that's all you want to do.
Yeah.
All
that's
right.
good.
So I'm actually just going to delete this guy out of there. Another one jumps down in its place, and it's going to have 2 attacks. 2 ghouls are gonna attack you in your half orc form. So it kind of swipes its hand at you, trying to dig in, and the other one does as well. Ooh, that's a big one. So 24 would deal you 4 damage. 39 is going to deal a lot. So are you going to take that, or do you want to try and defend it, or does anybody else want to try and do anything?
I guess I'll try and defend it.
I mean, it is only 19 damage that you'll take.
I'm gonna try and block as much of it as I can.
Okay, and I guess right now you could have your might bolstered too. I didn't think about that when you rolled your attack. So you have an additional 2 advantage. So in this case, you just have 2 advantage to the defend. So just click on your might and roll with 2 advantage. I know that sheet's a little different, so... Well, it did help some. That'll be 16 damage.